Alrighty, so next video, a little bit quicker along than I expected. I just watched the video I just recorded. I do that to make sure I'm heard fine and that I'm speaking in a way that can be understood before I upload it, because I would rather find out from watching the video than having comments such as, I didn't understand a word you're saying. That was not helpful. One of the things I heard in my talking about in my video, the last video, was the concept of a victory log, and I realized I kind of just threw it out there, and I didn't really explain it very well, because sometimes we have a habit of where we understand things, we don't stop to remember that not everybody might understand what you're talking about or understand the concept. So I thought I would do a really quick video on a victory log and what a victory log is. It's not too different a concept as a gratitude journal. With a gratitude journal, you're obviously writing down things that you're grateful for, things that are going on in your life that you're happy about, things you have in your life that you're grateful for. That's a gratitude journal. A victory log is not overly different than that. I would just say slightly broader, and it's just a log of things that you find are successful or victories you had in your life. I'm not the one who came up with this concept, so not to step on any toes, if you're the person who came up with the idea and you're out there like, hey, that's my idea. I'm not sure where I got the idea from. I read a lot of books, so sometimes I don't always remember exactly who did it. So whoever came up with this concept, thank you. I really enjoy doing my victory log. But it's any success, anything where you were like, that really worked out in my favor. So it's, like I said, it's slightly different than a gratitude journal. Examples of things that I put in my victory log was that I'm not necessarily grateful for, I just consider a victory. At work, the other day I made a suggestion to one of my bosses about how we could improve the customer experience, and the manager really liked the idea and implemented it. I'm grateful the manager listens. I'm grateful that they're willing to implement ideas, but I wouldn't say I'm overall grateful about that idea, but it is a victory. It was a success. It was something I'm happy about in that sense. So maintaining a victory log is slightly different than a gratitude journal. For one, I don't do it by day. I just started with a note in Evernote. That's the one of the apps I use to keep my thoughts together. And it's an ongoing file. I don't do a separate one for each day. I started it a while ago and put number 1 and the number 1 entry I had in my victory log, and then number 2 and number 3, and you just keep adding them up. And it doesn't create gratitude. It does create happiness, because you start seeing that number getting bigger and bigger, and you realize, wow, I've had a lot of victories. That creates happiness and gratefulness, but it's slightly different. Like I said, in terms of what you're putting in it. So if you haven't started the practice of a victory log, or this is the first time you're hearing it, I would definitely suggest starting. Yeah, you can just take out a simple piece of paper and handwrite it if you want. You could do it in Evernote like I do. But just every time something happens in your life where you think, well, that's a success, or something you would consider a victory, something that moves you forward, whatever it is that you think was a win today, you just go ahead and put it in your victory log. And then from time to time, just go back. Go back and look at the victory log and remind yourself of all the good things that are happening in your life, the successes you've had. But it's just a practice I started, and I just wanted to expound on that idea of a victory log, since I didn't mention it in the video. That kind of wraps it up. And again, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you soon.